abusuya putu prima money buy nsa aka ene se ene wie entia etutodwa ene se ECG fo akobenkrum na womo ede krata tententen akwakoto parliament house se be yanka parliament fo no womo ending tumra shebedwom fo yi womo hyemra egumbra tumra yi womo ndintum na light no womo ntutumu kakra aha solid tv midin de odema nkomo ba na kofi jebre na yendi nkomo ene me hit papa yate ha na ebre bi etwam ya say Ghana nkoyi Ghana edin na nadodan kokufu ado ebo yabro ene adeade enti no yensesa yensa no ampa nokore Ghana fo ade tumu sesa wo monsa no ene yese ne yemfa ma abanya wo ba obetimi aye. Let's build the nation that we want. And I say yendi sino no yebra John Dramani Mahama aba enti ya beto dwane say ECG fo etimi akobenkrom atwera krata tententen assign the kokromotire dot esi so say bam ama yenya pani ma na sign you at the akoto parliament say parliament fo ngin tumo na yen timemufo na yekose lie ekoto aba no yentua light no womu tum yati ase bibia no etoda ekonanimu ayetum na womu tum sanya krata ba bontene kire se sameboa krata ne boa krata ba bontene kire se womu pese womu tum 225%. Now the question is, are you okay? Masa? Ha, muye. 225%. Now say what 100 cedis ya down na and nay I was what to bear 300 and something cedis. I swear to God, would tibaya shibruta light and wow. And on that chain, water balance no one person who pajem and also brought 225 no. I'm saying also them 280 something more baby. And one more to parliament is a parliament in Jintumna. One more emphasis ambre emra. One now walk to abano. So what do you know? Kwasa liar humati. Ebi kura no kase ufro car kura a krum ke wunya accident. Ya menkwanka uwi. Wakoto abewi akwasala yewie na ye de saade we ade so ya betu tiri so na wo fie ho ye mochre wo fie ho. That is the question. Me ba jo wo ye costo wo fie parliament ya brokegu ho ene me ne wo ne ye betu esa aka no 5 me ba jo 225% no sign check one kasa check na to comment section enti sa wo to bia check de wo to on na 225% no aha for times it behu de wo beto na ade we say yan sori amfa na nsifom we should put politics aside and make no me yamfa politics minimo mo sori bo tie akotena ho say okay ya pese ya total light mu enye 10% ye 20% 200 ye 25% oh 225%. I'm very sad. What kind of country is this? Are we living as a country that have peace? Yeah, you need some your mind. Conversation be
in the Institute of Climate and Environmental Governance, Kwesi Yamua Abedu joins us via Zoom for us to have a conversation. Kwesi, thank you so much for making time to join us. So you've heard the justifications. What really are your concerns with ECG's proposal of the 225 tariff increase for 2025 to 2029 regulatory period?
Okay, good evening to your viewers and then your listeners as well. Like we indicated earlier, we at ISEG believe that the 225% increment proposal that ECG is seeking for is unjustifiable. The reason being that quite recently, PLC made an upward adjustment of almost 14.75%. At the time of computation of this upward adjustment, it was anticipated that the CD would have depreciated further. Miraculously, and by dint of hard work, we could say that the CD appreciated rather. By extension, we were looking forward to see a downward decline in prices of commodities, i.e. electricity tariffs. However, it still remained the same. And then here we are today, and ECG is telling us that in the next major tariff review year, that is from 2025 to 2029, they are looking forward to increase tariff by 225%. We must say this categorically, that ISEG is not against the increment of tariff. But then what we are asking for is that it should be reasonable such that it will be equitable to all. Increasing tariff more than what we can bear as citizens is just a way to take out the right people have to enjoy electricity and then make them, excuse me to say, poor and poorer. Why do I say this? We understand that electricity is almost a basic commodity that we need to go about our daily activities. Businesses and households need electricity. And so if you are increasing cost of electricity, what you are just trying to say is that goods prices of commodities will also go up. And then households would also suffer to be able to keep up to. Now, let me give you this scenario. As it stands now, the disposable income of individuals haven't experienced any form of increase. And then here we are expecting that almost 225%. It means that if you are consuming almost like 100 cedis at the moment, in 4 years' time, by the time the tariff would have been spread across, you would have been paying almost times 2 of that, which I believe that is highly unfair.
But if you say that you believe in a reasonable tariff increase, what then is a reasonable tariff are you looking at? What are you looking at really?
Okay. With a reasonable tariff, we are looking at within the period of 4 years, it shouldn't exceed 50%. If it was between such a space, I think that we would have deemed that as reasonable, in that you are looking at a 4-year period where you are factoring in inflation and then depreciation of the currency and then exchange rate. So is it that ECG is trying to say that in the next 4 years, they are expecting so much depreciation of the currency? And then are they expecting so much of inflation to go up? I understand that there are certain investments that they ought to do to be able to extend power to other places in Ghana. However, it shouldn't be at the detriment of Ghana. The problem with ECG is with commercial and technical losses. We've always been saying this. If ECG can minimize its technical losses, at the end of the day, they would be able to reduce the inefficiencies and then make some gains. But instead, people are tapping some power, or some individuals are tapping power for free and then are not paying. It is not the job of us, the ordinary citizens, but rather, as much as we are citizens and not spectators, it is the job of ECG to ensure that people who are consuming are paying.
That's fair.
Quite recently, we saw some move by the ECG to install new meters so that they would be able to measure exactly what people are consuming. And then there has been kind of some level of agitation towards that we are even paying more than we are consuming. As it stands now, if you even purchase 100 cedis worth of credit from ECG, the maximum it can take you to almost is like a weekend, depending on the appliances you are using. So we believe that it is not fair in the sense that you also should be looking at it from the lifeline perspective. How many people within the lifeline consumer bracket will be able to afford that? And then how many people can't afford that? All these should be come into play, apart from the economic factors. You are looking at equitable remedies or equitable ways by which these people can be able to pay.
But you would agree with me that it is a proposal they are making, and largely the ultimate goal lies, or the short lies on the table of PURC. So what then becomes of your argument if at the end of the day PURC doesn't factor their proposal?
I understand that at this stage it is a proposal. That is why our caption in our release, we captioned it clearly that is a proposal. But mostly from the policy perspective in this country, it is at this stage that you can make an input. Mostly when it gets to PULC and then the occasion, the increase, it is very difficult to reverse it. That is why we are adding our voice now so that PULC will take a critical look at it with respect to public consent. Because the public is worried. I do not believe that those of us, I'm sure that you also consume electricity and you do purchase electricity as well.
All right.
I'm not sure that you'll be so much happy paying 225%.
Certainly
as much as you are good citizens and would want stable power. If it is different, if ECG is even assuring us of a constant power supply, uninterrupted. But mostly it is not the case. The kind of services we are getting from ECG and then the amount we are expending to buy energy does not equate. It is never the same.
All right, Kwesi, thank you so much. Let's leave the conversation here, and subsequently we will expand it in our various news bulletins. Kwesi there speaking to us here on Business Life. I want to stay along on tariffs. And
now we are timemuni a wakwatina ho akoto aba. Wokọ ekura bi akunya kura wenya antena so nyina ho. Wudina ho yetietia wonan so polipoli maami peni na okuta kura tire wo delay mu na ye pempem no na ade ye kubi ema ye bobi matuo ye sei bi mani ye bobi mu prepare wo mu ebi kwatam ballot box na ye de boni free ni zem na ye tata bi ani so na ye wie bi gum na ade na at the end of the day no wo pese wo somdwu wunti na wo ye saade yi me say ye beto aba na wo kọ baby a joint bi na wo kọ to say embabunu kura eko politics ho a between NDC and NPP wura be ho I said de sa enkomo wo mu diwi a I said wo mu kofi wo be ko na sika gu bag mu si ho all because for the betterment of this country into obia prese me ma ban ba ye wonua wa ban ba nye okay me nua ban ye ba ye ma me fama dwene koma no na ye ntoma sa aban no na ye hwe sa aban no so betimi abibia and the 2024 election wo hwa NPP for anto aba because they got disappointed. Say NPP MWA that time, not 2028. And you know, one more and change your musaka. Krami say NPP for a party. NPP a party at Simuno and ya de ketwa. Ni nemuno. Omo de 2 mamo. Pasa, obi atena so 8 years. A solve light yan two light mu gidigidi biama ye hunu say two light masa 225% na mu tiye mu hoye ha well ebusia wo this no e ba nsa no hu oman a ye kekere ene bebi ade koduru enya wonwa se yensuo ni ade ebi free China mem e ba no ma be se no na wo mokọ india pade ina free yensa nti afi de timamuni na wo bre twadwadwo na no adwuma kora wonya bi nyae no light bill a san de be 2-3 so no nti we no ya fra no wo man fra yie na waje so ama me say yie mra aha aye solid tv kira wadwo no comment section me din ade odoman ko ba na kofi from Asante Gudi Makra.